You wake up after a night in the woods and find yourself in an unfamiliar cabin. If that weren't strange enough, you're not alone. You're at the mercy of a strange demon who gets to decide your fate. It all comes down to whether or not you can keep her entertained. An easy enough task until you start to realize she has some demons of her own. Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and we are playing One Winter Night. It's still wintry, there is still snow over here, so for me it is still themed in a way. And you know, itch.io is really a strange place, surely. We already played one game with VTubers as the main cast. And here I found another one that was released... Was it yesterday? Literally yesterday. At least when I'm recording this, it was yesterday. Yeah, made by one VTuber called Streissel. I so hope I pronounced that correctly, by the way. As per previously, I will leave the links in the description to the game and to the YouTubes, I think, of Streissel. Or maybe YouTube and Twitch, I'm not sure where she streams exactly, and so on. But yeah, let's check what this is about. Let's check what this is about. They say that everyone in life has a story to tell. That every person is important, that everything you do has meaning, that every last one of your dreams is something to chase. I mean, that's true. And that most of all, everything happens for a reason. I don't know who keeps saying this stuff, but whoever they are a liar. Some people aren't that special, like Lynx over here. Some people are resigned to a life of utter mediocrity, like Lynx. Why am I doing this to myself? And the faster the majority of the population learns to shut up and accept that, the better. Okay. We are up to a dark start in a way. I learned a long time ago that my dreams aren't worth anything. Dreams don't put food on the table. Dreams don't keep the roof from falling in. I've wished on every lucky star, blew out every dandelion, and squeezed my eyes shut and prayed for something better than this. Wanna guess how many of my dreams have come true yet? I'm just supposed to give a number, right? Let's say 5. Yeah, good guess. Let's go. Wishing on a shooting stars aren't gonna make you happy. You've got to find your own happiness. That's true. And if you can't find that, you find your own okayness. I think I still haven't found that. And nothing hits the spot like some good old-fashioned escapism. Oh, that's true. This has been a little tradition of mine since I was a kid. A little slice of heaven I carved out for myself. When the going gets tough and I feel like talking to one more person is gonna make me lose it all, I run. I run far, far away! Actually, I just go on a run, to be honest. Just for the weekend. And sure, it's cliché, it's corny. But it keeps me alive, and that's good enough for me. Ooh. You know what? Funnily enough, I do believe exactly this car is standing in like the parking lot in my apartment complex area as well. Except it's completely white. But it's literally the same car. Oh, so you literally wanted a name, not a number. Okay. Well, I guess... Okay, I totally thought that this was... Alright. Let's go with that. Anyway, I'm stupid. Just wish it wasn't so damn cold. I love winter. Okay, so I don't feel it. Also, I'm good with actually adaptability to the weather. It can be cold and I'll be fine. In a way. Unless it's like super cold. The forecast hadn't called for these sort of temperatures. Sure, I knew I was cutting it close by going camping in late October. Yeah. And I should go camping someday. But it would be balmy for the past week. Who would have called a cold snap? Serves me right for not checking the forecast, I suppose. Nothing I could do about it. Now. I mean, you could always try sleeping in a car. This one definitely allows that. Would be good to have some kind of source of heat for inside. But it's not the car itself, obviously. But, well. But cut me some slack. I'm not a complete idiot. I'd driven out in my truck just in case anything went terribly wrong. Oh, looks like that was where I'd be camping out tonight. I hummed a tune to myself as I moseyed around my camping spot, skirting the edges of the little clearing to pick up stray sticks for the fire. Lord knows, I'd be needing it tonight. Another perk of isolation. Nobody was around to judge you. I'd never hum a single note back home, but here was another story. Same. Unless you live alone, then there is no problem with that. With nothing but the sky and my song to keep me company, I headed back to the campfire. Voila! I smiled as the tinder picked up and a small blaze crackled away. Good thing too! Looks like tonight is gonna be a cold one. I sat down for a well-earned rest, watching as the fire picked up. Little embers danced merrily into the deepening sky. It was getting dark pretty fast tonight. I shivered as a frigid breeze swept through the clearing. I wrapped my hands together, bringing them closer to the fire. Watch it, Father Frost. I've got a good thing going here. And I still have a lot of marshmallows to roast too. As the sky grew even darker, the fire seemed to glow brighter. It had finally grown a good amount and I could feel the fierce heat even a few feet away. The sounds of the forest settled into a low staccato of crickets and the last remaining cicadas. An odd howl here and there in the far distance only solidified my decision to sleep in the truck tonight. Yeah. Just... honestly... yeah, I'm not someone who's like, yeah, if I go camping I need to sleep in a tent. I actually I think I actually would prefer to get a truck and sleep in the truck itself. Yeah. A truck or car, whatever, a vehicle. Just an early little reminder that I was a mere visitor to this place. The wilderness was no place for humans. True. Especially be afraid if it suddenly becomes completely quiet. Then you know there is a predator around. Anyway. And yet, that was part of the draw. An escape into another world that could only foster me in my wildest dreams. I could never stay so long. Admittedly, the thought had crossed my mind before, just how easy it would be to escape. To truly disappear. That's true. How long would it take to pull that off? How long until anybody looked for me? And most importantly, how long could I truly last out here? I mean, you'd need to get food, obviously. Funnily enough, I feel like it would be a cool thing to try to pull off. But no matter how alluring the thought of finally breaking free of modern society was, the pull of life's responsibilities was far too strong. Yet breaking... honestly... get me a house in some completely isolated area internet connection. I'm good to go. And besides, I could never pull it off anyway, apparently. Or at least that's what I tell myself. A chill ran up my spine as yet another harsh wind blew through my camp. I grit my teeth and toughed it out the best I could. With winds like this, it was only a matter of time until... Oh. This is what I was talking about. It became completely quiet, huh? Shit. And just like that, all my hard work was undone in an instant. I tossed a few more sticks in the dying embers, but it was in vain. The fire was out. Oh, something different. Well, there goes my s'mores. As much as I wanted to, sitting there and moping did nothing to restore my body heat. And judging by the numbness in my fingers, the fire was the only thing keeping the cold at bay. It must have dropped by 20 degrees since the sun went down. 20? Since when? Since it went down. Ooh, that's a crazy difference. I wrapped my hands together and blew on my fingers to get some circulation going. I mean, should have taken gloves. Best to call it an early night. Without fire, there was no chance I was staying out here. I didn't like the idea of spending my weekend with hypothermia. And besides, without fire, there was no way to ward off whatever lurked beyond the tree line. So there is something, as I thought. Oh, let's go. You have a view. I gathered my few belongings and tossed them into the truck, reclining the passenger seat and getting myself settled. It wasn't great, but it would do for the night. Not like I was rife with options here. I only once slept in a car a little bit. In my first car. And I was on the driver's seat. And it was during university hours. Because it was literally the beginning of university. Like, we had a lecture, and then we had a 4 hours long break, and then another lecture. So I just jump in the car and sleep. So I tossed a few blankets. It wasn't the most comfortable place, to be fair, to sleep. So I tossed a few blankets myself and tried my best to get comfortable, doing my best to ignore just how chilly it was. I was saving my engine for the inevitable drive back home, as nice as it would be to have some heat. Yeah, you have to save it, obviously. If you know at least a little bit about the cars, then you would know, right? I didn't really like the idea of getting stranded out here. Understandable. I mean, in the middle of forest. Wait. We were in the middle of forest. There is no trees now around. Slight unease swirled in my head as I shut my eyes. It was an uneasy feeling sleeping this close to a window. Like if I turned and looked out, I'd see something staring back at me. I had a nightmare like this before. But that was just silly. Nothing and nobody was out this far but me. Nobody else out here. Nobody was standing right outside my truck watching me. Oh, screw it. Against my better judgment, I peeked out the front window of the vehicle. Oh. Phew! Why is there a tapping? Hey? I looked out through the skylight, which I'd completely forgotten I left uncovered. I don't remember when it all went black. Ugh. Slowly but surely, the feeling returned to my limbs. It felt like my body was flushed with ice water as I came to my senses. What? Ooh! Ooh! Now that is indeed a nice place. I blinked a few times as I tried to gain my bearings. This definitely wasn't my truck. I was in a room I'd never seen before. The walls were wooden, reminding me of the insides of a log cabin. In fact, the more I looked around, the more the assumption seemed to be the case. It was small in a cozy way, with glowing orange lights dancing across the walls A fire was roaring in the fireplace, and the whole place smelled vaguely of pine and needles. Where the hell am I? What is this place? I think I can safely assume that there is no voice in the end. I wish there was for. It's always the same questions, isn't it? Where am I? Who are you? How did I get here? Ah, it's starting to get dull. I whipped around to face the disembodied voice. Nice. Nice. Like, honestly, why don't I ever get to ask the questions? Like, what do you think you are doing in my forest? I didn't answer her question. I couldn't. My mouth had fallen open as I struggled to comprehend what I was seeing. Before me was a girl, but she couldn't be. She couldn't be human. Humans didn't have horns. Right. Well. Or tails? Is there a tail? Maybe it's not visible. It wasn't real. That was the easiest explanation. What I was seeing wasn't real. I was not really standing in a cabin with this strange girl. I was... Did I freeze to death? Am I dead? Oh no. You've totally still got a pulse. Feel for yourself. But you got darn close. Do you know that it dropped below freezing out there? So, below 0. That's what you'd expect in a way on a night in November. Well, of course you didn't know. You were asleep. Gosh. Isn't it crazy just how fast stuff like that creeps up on you? You fall asleep all safe and cozy. I mean, to be fair, I don't think he felt cozy. I would say he was kind of freaky. And by that I mean myself. And you never woke up. Good thing I noticed you out there, huh? There is no chance anybody else would. Most don't come this far out. So really, if it weren't for me, you'd be dead where you stand. Who the hell are you? I don't want any trouble. You saved my life. You saved my life. She perked up instantly, her face swelling in excitement. Yes, sounds like a good choice. Oh, well yeah, I sure did. Thank you. Her tail wagged faster. She grinned from ear to ear. You're welcome. You're very, very welcome. Ah, it's really refreshing when a human remembers their place. Why yes, I'm a loving and merciful entity. And yes, you should cower at my feet. No, I'm good. And cowering in fear a little bit wouldn't hurt either. No, I'm good. She seemed to remember herself. Oh, but I don't mean that for you. You know, sometimes I just gotta throw the all-inhuman wave around. Just something I gotta do when the going gets tough. You seem nice enough. Yes. So don't worry, I don't see you getting caught in my crossfires. Yes. Good, I guess. So, you aren't human. I mean, I probably should have guessed that already given the... everything. Not even a smidge. Streiss Streusel, demoness extraordinaire at your eternal service. Even though there isn't anything really extraordinary about me. Just something I like to say. Why do I kinda adopt it? Anyway,
Now that we've got the pleasantries out of the day, let's get down to business.
Huh? She snapped her fingers. In a flurry of snowflakes, she was gone. I turned around to see her now lunging on the couch, gazing into the fire.
Welcome to the cabin. All you see here is courtesy of yours truly. Make yourself at home. Amenities are free. Wipe your shoes before you come in, and we don't have any cable.
Fine by me. It's not like you would find anything interesting in a TV. Do you have the internet for?
I'm just kidding. We totally have cable.
I blinked a few times. I still don't really understand what's going on here. I'm still trying to grasp that you're actually real?
Real as I can be. What? Want me to prove it or something?
No, that won't be necessary. Looking her up and down, it was clear as day that she was the real deal. Not even the most world-class cosplays could be as convincing as her visage. Yeah. Her ears switched every once in a while, swiveling all around to pick up sounds, and her tail was in a constant dizzying sway. Those horns had to be sprouting right out of her soul. Soul? And I was at least 90% sure humans couldn't teleport. Yeah, I just don't get why you saved me. Aren't you a demon?
Well, sure I am. What's your point?
I mean, demons can be good. From my understanding, demons aren't exactly the merciful type. She frowned, turning to face me. The fire reflecting her amber eyes made her gaze seem 10 times as potent.
Oh, come on. Don't go spoiling all my surprises. Can't I want to do a good deed every once in a while? Not like that will get my ticket to hell revoked. After all, I'm already here.
Slightly suggesting that Earth is hell itself. Yeah. It does feel like it, doesn't it? So, you aren't going to kill me.
Oh, Harper. I never said I wasn't going to.
Ha! Why am I not surprised? Her grin turned sharp and jagged. She laughed as a chill ran up my spine, waving me off and turning back to watch the fire. You're kidding, right?
Am I kidding? Am I serious? Who knows? Depends on which one scares you more. Bottom line is, I haven't decided yet. So I guess the answer right now is maybe. It does seem an awful shame to let my good deed go to waste, but at the same time, your odds aren't looking too good.
I knew it. In a way, I knew it. I steeled my resolve. And why is that? I blinked, and in the distance she was gone. I froze as I felt her presence behind me again.
Because not a single person to enter this cabin has ever left it.
So you mean there were other people here? Huh? Remember, there are certain things that you have to know. If someone is acting crazy, act more crazy than them. Anyway, I whipped around and she laughed as I stumbled over myself. Not like she's acting crazy, but she's acting in a demonic way. Except she's not acting because she's a demon still, but you know. But yeah, basically do something that will make them, in a way, uncomfortable. Anywho, I whipped around and she laughed as I stumbled over myself. It was all I could do to keep my panic at bay. As you probably could hear from my voice, I'm so panicky right now. I had to keep it together. My survival depended on it. This girl, she was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Hey, that's what the game tells. Not my words. This whole thing was just one big joke to her. dangling escape right in front of my face, only to yank it back. Fine then. If this was nothing but a game, I would play it. It was the only way. So I stilled myself and pushed my feelings down. She stood waiting for some kind of response from me. Fear, anger, anxiety.
And I gave her nothing.
I made note of how quickly Streiss got bored. Maybe I could use that to my advantage somehow. Oh. Maybe if I could distract her long enough, forget she wanted to kill me. Oh. So, what's there to do for fun around here? How long have you been doing this? I take it you don't get many guests out here. Oh. That's cool. I guess the first time I clicked a little too fast and I have not noticed that. The snow falling when you go into the save screen. Or should I say in the menu when playing. Nice. I feel like I kinda want to ask this. How long have you been doing this?
How long?
Streiss seemed to think about it, tapping her chin and then opting to count on her fingers.
I've lost track. The time doesn't really matter all the way out here. If nothing has changed in the last 5 minutes, why do the 5 minutes matter? Why do the 10 minutes matter? 30, 40 an hour. Who keeps track? But I'd put it at about 100 years or so by now. Probably.
100 years. A full century of being stuck out here and making it the problem of anyone unfortunate to stumble across her territory. I felt anger well up inside myself once again. I don't. Why was this my problem? I didn't do anything wrong. I never even met her. Why me? So, you've been taking people's souls for all this time and never once thought to do anything else? Nothing better to do? No wonder you're so miserable. Oh, what a thing to say to a demon. Why? Why did you... Why did I do that?
Hey!
Her voice dropped a few octaves to an unmistakably warning tone.
I'd be careful if I were you. Don't forget that I'm the only reason you're still alive. Still, you've got guts. Taking such a tone with a demon isn't something a coward would do. Or maybe it's not bravery. Maybe you're just plain dumb.
Yeah, I am.
Either way, since I'm feeling nice, I will cut you a deal. So you want to keep your soul. I'd say that's only natural. I can't fault you for that. Being the kind and loving entity that I am, I'll give you a fighting chance. All you have to do is keep me entertained, that's all. Keep me company for the night, and come morning you may actually see the outside of this cabin. Sound fair enough?
I took a deep breath. It was better than I could have hoped for. I could deal with this. But still. Entertain you. How?
Don't ask me, I have no clue. Rock your brain. It's like you're totally devoid of talent.
Well, about that.
I heard you back at the truck. The tune you were humming. I haven't been that captivated in years.
Say what? She actually heard that. Oh my god. I felt my face flash. Got to remember to stop humming so loud.
Delve deep into your figurative rucksack of talents and pull something out, yay? Who knows? Maybe it will be enough to save you.
She smiled nonchalantly, swaying from foot to foot. I realized she was waiting for me to make the first move. So she really just wanted to be entertained. I suppose the middle of the woods didn't offer much in the way of staving off boredom. I took a moment to think of what in the world could be enough to keep a demon occupied. Surely she'd seen it all before, right? So maybe simple was the way to go.
You're struggling, aren't you?
No, it's that.
It's too dang cold to think.
Light bulb moment. That was it. I knew how to kill two birds with one stone. Come on, Streiss. We're going outside. Didn't I just say it's too cold? What? Yeah, I'm the same as you. What the question mark on my mind? I don't know what's going on. Why?
Are you trying to boss around the demon?
Just come with me. I did boss around the demon, by the way.
Let's go. That house is huge.
Can I move it? Starting out a fire over here. Nice. She rolled her eyes, but obliged, and followed me as I opened the front door. I shuddered against the harsh, whipping wind, but stilled myself with resolve. I scanned around and saw a little diva in the freshly fallen snow. Perfect. Are you not getting cold like this? I guess demons work different.
Not much out here in terms of fun, Arthur. I don't know what you're getting at. Unless... Don't tell me. You're actually thinking of making a run for it. You won't get far in this weather.
But if I were to run away, right? Wouldn't that keep her entertained if she were to try to chase? For we can't explain that, and still we need to later, and when we are getting caught, explain. Which we might not have time for. Problematic situation. Nah, now Death Wish is here. I was just looking for your fire pit. She watched as I brushed the snow from the ground and uncovered a ring of rocks around a burnt-out bundle of sticks. I made quick work of the scattered sticks, and in a few moments we had another fire burning. It struggled against the frost, but in the end it stood strong.
Isn't it also because we are in the open?
There we go. I sat myself on a nearby log and warmed my hands. I noticed Streiss was staring.
Come on, sit down, it doesn't bite. Fire and ice don't really... Well, you know.
You keep the fireplace lit inside, don't you? This is much different.
Yes, it is. You realize it just takes one little spark to light this whole place up? Haven't you ever learned fire safety?
Do I look like I was a Boy Scout? I was not, by the way. Relax, you'll be fine. This whole place can burn down for all I care. No. It really... I mean, to be quite fair, if you think about it, it would be good to have sand around. Basically, you get fire, freaking sticks. Around it, you get a crap ton of sand, and you are good to go in a way. Because that way the fire will not spread on the ground, right? But with all the ice around, maybe it would stay as well. I'm gonna say relax, it will be fine. Let's go.
I think I know more about what the wilderness wants than you do.
Sorry, my ears aren't fine-tuned to the archaic whispers. That actually got a laugh. Oof. A surprised one that she instantly covered up, but a laugh nonetheless. Let's go.
It doesn't whisper to me. What do you think this is?
Dunno. I figured that came with the whole Witch of the Woods territory. It's not that far-fetched. She thought about it for a moment before sitting on the log opposite me.
Whew. No, I suppose not.
By the way, I'm so going to the death route. Definitely.
I guess it must be hard to understand. On the outside looking in, the way that I live. It's not that I want to take this role on. It's just something that has to be done. Some people in life get stuck with the hard jobs. But takes a special sort of screw up to get a brand new job made just for you to do.
Ooh, that's a nice CG. I looked into the fire and let the bright light burn away everything else. I was able to lose myself in it. Never in a million years did I think I'd end up here, in the middle of nowhere with this strange girl who only acted on the side of human. I could vaguely make out her shape through the flames. I tried to push down the obvious symbolism. She wanted so badly to think I was at her mercy here. She wanted so terribly to have the upper hand. But wasn't how this ended up to me? Didn't I call the shots here in the end? I glanced up at her to realize she was staring at me.
Well?
Well, indeed. In the end, I decided how this played out. I was the one in charge. I decided how this story ended, and I wasn't leaving without answers. How did you end up here? Why do you stay here? What do you do for fun around here? Alright, this or this. Let's go first. How did you end up here?
I thought you were going to be the one telling the stories.
I'm not all that interesting. Not compared to you, at least.
Oh, don't try to flatter me now. Do you really want to know, Arthur?
That's why I asked.
Well, alright. If you're really that curious, I suppose I'll indulge you a bit. Let's wind the clock back. Once upon a time,
She looked deeply into the fire.
there was a little girl who thought she would be the ruler of everything. She thought she would take over the world. And hell, she might have. She really had a decent shot. She fought and clawed her way out of hell and demanded the angels put her on the throne.
I looked Streiss up and down. Literally or figuratively?
For the sake of that story, let's say it really happened. Bottom line, she could have really made it. The path was paved just for her. There was none standing in her way.
Or should I say none?
None but herself. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. Courage turned to paranoia. Lifelong friends were suddenly detractors. Trusted confidants suddenly spies. Everyone was out to get her. She vowed to let no one stand in her way. No one would stop her from getting what she wanted. And the closer she got, the more she lashed out, the more people she lost. She turned to someone unfit to ever wear the crown, and from her kingdom she was exiled.
Streiss finally tore her eyes away from the flames. Her face had sunk. I could only wonder what she saw in the flames. So is that a true story? She laughed a bit.
Every story told around the campfire is true, Arthur. That's the golden rule.
So you're absolutely full of it, is what I'm hearing.
Maybe so. But if it makes a good story, does it really matter?
I took a moment to stretch my legs. I've been sitting here so long, it felt like my body was starting to freeze. Streiss took notice.
I hope I'm not boring you already.
Nah, not by a long shot. It's nice to just sit here and talk to you.
Oi, don't go saying things like that so casually. I'll start thinking you want to stick around. But that would be selfish, wouldn't it?
Don't worry, I haven't gotten my hopes up about escaping.
Good. You shouldn't.
She settled back and elected to just watch what I did. I brought my hands up to the flames again to warm them as the tips were going numb. Streiss looked at her own hands and slowly raised them to the flame. She hissed softly as if burned, drawing her fingers away. You alright?
Yeah, it's just hotter than I thought it would be. I'm not that used to the warmth.
She considered the fire with trepidation, and yet slowly but surely she brought her hands to the fire again.
Do you want to know how long I've been out here? Go on, ask me.
Alright. How long have you been out here? Didn't she say like a century?
100 years.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned. She already said that.
An entire century. More time than most humans ever get to see.
True.
Enough time for a family to live through 3 generations.
True. I would say even more generations possible. Right? Even 4, I would say. Anywho.
And I'm still doing the same thing. I can't move forward. I can't go back. I'm just stuck out here doing the same stupid things and making the same dumb mistakes I always have. You think I would have learned by now? You think the monumental amount of time I've had to reflect on things would have shaped me into someone better than this? And yet here I am, living like it's only been a day since I was exiled. Living as if I'm still just a kid with all the time in the world to make these stupid mistakes.
Don't worry, you're not alone in that.
But I've used up all that time, and the world moves on. Of course it does. I just didn't think it would move on without me.
Dude, this hits me. Okay, this actually hits really hard.
I still remember everyone I've lost. I still remember their birthdays.
Okay. I don't.
Their favorite songs. Their darkest secrets, most embarrassing moments. And yet, I know they haven't thought about me in a long, long time. All I have left of them is their memory. For me, they have nothing. We could have spent this time together. We could have had every single birthday since the day I left together if I could just get my head right. But I can't. So I'm still surprised when I'm alone every single December.
What? Why on... Wait, what do you mean every single December? What do you mean by that? I do have an answer for that. My silence seemed to shake her out of it.
Sorry. I don't know what came over me. These aren't your problems, so to shed tears, they're my own. In the end, I'm the only person that should have to deal with them.
Maybe that's true. But that doesn't mean you have to deal with them alone. Streiss looked up at me.
Huh?
Well, think about it. It's like I started to think of a good allegory. It's like when you have to bring in a ton of bags from the grocery store. You do it in a few trips, just that. I'm the weird person, supposedly, that has no problem with walking a few times instead of getting the grocery bags, like, you know, sink into your freaking fingers. That's the annoying part. Or like get into your skin. Ugh. I don't like that. Anywho.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, just hear me out. Sure, you can bring them inside in one trip. But it would be really difficult. There is a ton of them, and they're heavy, and your arms are gonna be sore afterwards. No, wait, what? That's not my words. I'm just saying about the bugs digging into your fingers. That's the problem. That's painful. My arms wouldn't be sore after carrying everything in one trip. You just need to work out a little bit. And you're good to go. Anyway. You can do it all by yourself, of course, but you don't have to. Unless you live alone, then you do. If you split it out with someone else, you can make the same trip in half the time with half the pain. I don't know about this one. Half the pain, yeah. I don't know how I will have the time. Whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah? I think I know what you mean.
We fell into a comfortable silence, just us and the fire.
What's it like back home?
Huh?
For you, I mean. What is it like?
Normal, I guess.
I know what normal is for a human. I can't fathom it. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, well, so I live in an apartment. I go to work most days. And then when not at work, I play video games. It's just a whole lot of the same thing.
Maybe we're a lot more similar than I thought.
Yeah.
It's like limbo, isn't it?
Yeah.
A plane of existence between life and death. Where nothing really changes. Can't go forward, can't go back. So here you are.
That about sums life up, yeah. Maybe I'm just a little less dramatic about it.
Well, I have to deal with with it a lot longer than you, so I can afford to put on some theatrics. You should count yourself lucky. At least you can leave the house.
That was true. And yet I was still wondering if I should have left the house at all. If I'd stayed put and resigned myself to a boring weekend, I wouldn't be here. But still, she was right. At least it was something new. No risk, no reward, I suppose. We'd been talking for so long, I hadn't even noticed the fire slowly burning out until it was a smoldering pile of ashes. Ah, well, it was nice while it lasted.
It was warm, that's for sure. It's getting late, isn't it? Let's go back inside.
It didn't seem like there was much more to say, and yet, still, she sat there. Why was she hesitating? Was she waiting for me? Inside, where it's warm. Are you getting cold? Because I'm freezing. That seemed to jolt Streiss out of her sudden daydreaming.
Oh, right. You can take all the cold, like I can. It's easy to forget when you're the only one around.
She followed my lead in rising and brushed past me to lead the charge to the cabin. Something akin to a dread settled in my stomach the closer we got. Why the dread? Well...
Well, what?
Aren't you gonna eat my soul now?
Ha! When did I say I was gonna do that? It's that you totally forgot the stipulation or something. Shish! Why do I even bother? You held up your end. It would be just cruel to do something like that now. I'm a demon, not a monster.
Nice. So I get to live another day.
Well, the nights here are very long. Who knows?
You didn't strike me as the indecisive type.
I'm not indecisive. Just weighing my options. Is that not allowed?
I couldn't help but laugh. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Man, at this rate, I'll be dead before you make your choice. Streiss's face fell.
You don't take me seriously, do you?
No, I do just...
It's alright, I understand. I mean, who would? Take a look at me. If I was on the outside looking in a... wow. Guess the horns aren't enough to command respect these days, huh? Shish. Lousy humans making demons work so hard.
She recovered quickly enough, but there was genuine hurt in her voice. What did she mean by that? On the outside, looking in.
Anywho, it's getting late. Humans need to sleep. What was it? 2? 3 hours a night? We're working you overtime, Arthur.
Something like that. Like 8, but well... Wait, what about you? Do demons need to sleep?
Hey? What? Wondering if I'm gonna let my guard down? I can stay up for days.
Look at her falling asleep before we do. Like in 5 seconds. So could I if I drank enough. Energy drinks. I don't drink coffee. Streiss didn't seem to see the humor in it.
So, you wanna play waiting game? Be my guest. First one to fall asleep wins, but I have flawless streak. Try me.
No, I didn't mean what.
Whatever. You win, I guess.
I could. The night? Yeah. I'm good at surviving the night. Her competitive nature dissipated and she looked upset again. I'm an owl, so no. I just couldn't seem to get it right. There was a way to melt the ice around her heart. I just knew it. But how? Want me to sing you a lullaby? I don't mind sleeping on the floor. How am I supposed to sleep after this? She liked the humming. Should we go this one? Let's go.
Huh? What? No, absolutely not. If you try, then I'm just gonna eat your soul right here and now, okay?
But I can do a great falsetto. I was a world-renowned opera singer before I ended up here.
You know, for some reason I highly doubt that. Save the singing for later. We've got a schedule to stick to.
So there's gonna be a later after all.
That's... I didn't... Has anyone ever told you how frustrating you are?
Yes.
You're right, you do need your rest. Bad things happen to humans who stay awake for too long. They start to lose themselves in madness untold.
Oh. Well, that would say I'm already quiet mad myself.
And once you're that far gone, there is nothing in the world that can save you. Not even me.
That's not ominous at all.
Whoops, sorry. I have proclivity for that kind of thing. Maybe it's just part of being a demon. Perk of the job.
Most other jobs would fire you for uttering ominous warnings in the workplace.
Heh, they wouldn't fire me for... I'm too adorable.
Right. Whatever helps you sleep at night, yeah.
Hey, I'm wondering if you wanna stay alive after all.
I do. You're just easy to poke fun at is all. Kind of.
You're way too bold, Arthur. Aren't you scared I'm gonna turn you into a pillar of salt?
Not really. I mean, to be honest, I'm not scared of you in the slightest, even though you clearly want me to be. You're like a tiny dog who barks as loud as can... Why would I say that? As loud as can to make up for how small it is. All bark, no bite. You don't know that I'm...
You don't know that I'm no bite. Keep testing me and you'll see how sharp my teeth are.
Some people like that.
Yeah, well, some people have a headstone with their name on it, if they even so much as try it. I still have a little dignity left, believe it or not. So, the night isn't getting any longer. You should catch some shut-eye, Arthur.
Why do you want me to sleep so much, by the way?
You've had a long day. You deserve some rest. And it'll give me a little time to think it over.
Right. I gave the living room a cursory glance and settled on the couch. Streiss watched as I made my way over to it. Well, good night.
Actually, I prefer if you didn't sleep on the couch. It wears down the leather. And if you settle too cruel after everything to regulate?
I feel it's relegate, right? It should be relegate.
To relegate you to such a position.
Okay. The floor it is then.
No. That doesn't mean you should sleep on the floor.
Then what do you propose?
I I have my own bedroom, but...
What? She hesitated.
No, never mind. That's my inner sanctum. It would be improper to let a human inside. And there is only one bed anyway, so it's completely out of the question.
Only one bed, huh? That's not an overused trope at all.
Oh shit! It's a perfectly respectable trope. Overuse is the sincerest form of flattery. You know what? Fine. Have it your way, Dan. Just for that, I'm gonna share it with you. Now it's your problem.
Huh? Fine by me? Streiss grumbled to herself under her breath as she took off down the hallway. A fold suit and she stormed off to a room with a large oak door. That's a fancy bedroom. She swung it open and immediately flopped onto the bed. Flopped.
Ah, and don't you dare ask to make room. I'll have you know I'm notorious blanket hook. I hope you like having cold feet.
I actually do. I actually prefer that. Not gonna lie. It's kind of funny, but I do. I looked around her bedroom. It was small and cozy with a warm atmosphere. For some reason, I imagined it would be much cuter than this.
What? Never been in a girl's room before?
Not a demon girl, no. This is definitely a first.
The first and the last. Better drink it all in while you can. Not many humans can say they got a chance like this.
No offense, but I don't think this qualifies as bragging rights.
Heh, whatever. You don't know how lucky you are. Most humans wouldn't have made it this far. It's something to be proud of.
Thanks, I guess. I haven't really done anything spectacular. Just keep talking and you keep answering.
Ha! So that's your game, is it? Keep me talking so you can buy yourself a few more precious hours of time.
It's worked, hasn't it? Streiss had to stop and think about that one.
I guess you're right. I'll put the score at a 0-1 then. And well, call it even. Maybe you just have a way with words. You might have a future here as a demon whisperer.
Ooh. You think so? Oh, by the way, I should have taken back my words. It's actually not the first time we've been in a bedroom of a demon girl. If we count certain games we played as well, I guess we could count those bedrooms as ones as well in a way, and so on anyway.
Nah. Keep talking, for it's just boring enough to put me to sleep.
Oh, you like me that much? I'm flattered. Our sarcastic back and forth drew the close as I began to think. She was entirely wrong. Her love for monologuing was probably to thank for my survival. But it still felt like there was more to it than that. Loneliness? Do demons have dreams? Do you ever get lonely? Do you ever wish you were human? Let's go with dreams.
Like normal ones? Of course I do. Everybody dreams. Foxes, dogs, cats, frogs, possums probably. Everybody in the world.
What do you usually dream about? She seemed to think about it.
I don't know. It's always really dark. But I'm always running. Always. Every single time. Every single night. Without fail.
I don't have that. I used to have a really crappy dream, actually. That kinda... I mean, in a way scared me. That I would be walking, just walking, right? And over time, my legs would completely give out. But so yeah, that was a recurring dream for me in the past. Luckily enough, it stopped. But it for some reason scared the crap out of me. Anyway. Someone smarter than me would probably say that's a sign from your subconscious.
Nah, my subconscious isn't that smart.
You should give it a little more credit. Maybe listening to it would help.
Absolutely not. My brain has never done me any good. Listening to my inner monologue is how I get into most of my conundrums.
Same.
Hell, it's how I ended up here. It's easier to follow orders. Being independent, everything is nice, but if you fall, there is nothing underneath to catch you. You're on your own, and you've got to deal with whatever comes next.
Kinda true.
Maybe that's why I'm always running. Because if I stop for even a second, the ground will fall out from beneath me.
If you just listen to your subconscious, you wouldn't have to guess.
Sometimes not having a solid answer is better. It's comforting. The air offers uncertainty that leaves you in a perpetual twilight. No solid yes or no sending you one way or the other. Like tossing a coin that never falls back to earth.
Sounds to me like you're scared of responsibilities. Yes.
If I wanted someone to pick at my brains, I'd go back home. Plenty of that over there. I'm much happier here, where the only person to blame is myself. No responsibilities, nobody to disappoint, nobody watching when I screw up. It's nice. I just wish it weren't so quiet all the time.
I would like it to be quiet. Streiss stretched out on the bed, knocking a few plushies astray.
Well, I'm beat, aren't ya? You've had a much longer than I have.
I mean, I don't mind talking for a bit longer.
Ha! If I'd known better, I'd think you like hearing the sound of my voice.
Would be nice if I actually if I actually could. I don't know the voice of Streiss overall, so.
But I don't wanna flatter myself or anything like that. Boy, am I talking a lot. I feel like I'm talking a lot, yeah.
Maybe just a little bit. To be fair, I'm the one who keeps asking questions.
Yeah, exactly. So you only have yourself to blame for my constant monologuing. How about we switch things up a bit, huh? Let me ask you something.
Oh.
What's it like outside?
Cold? We're just out there 10 minutes ago.
No. I mean beyond that. Back in the real world. It's been so long since I've been there that I think I've forgotten. Embarrassing as that is.
What do you mean since you've been back there?
Hey, I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try to flip the script on me.
Alright then, it's... well, it's very loud. I guess that's the best way to describe it. That's true. Unfortunately, it's true. It's too loud.
And how are the people? What are they like? Are they the same? Different? It's still to hope that nothing has changed. I know it is, but I always hold out hope. I know I'm just kidding myself. You can return to the past whenever you like, but there will be nobody there. Nobody but yourself.
This was taking a strangely existential turn I wasn't completely prepared for. Streiss had a faraway look on her face. I know about all of that. The people I know are nice, I guess.
Yeah, they are nice, aren't they? Maybe that's what sets us apart at the end of the day. Knowing people, maybe being seen by others is what lets you be human and rules me out. Do you know what object permanence is? It's a defining point in the development of the human psyche. It's when you can comprehend that people still exist, even when you can't see them. Sometimes I wonder whether it's real or not. I wonder if when someone goes away, they disappear completely. And that one day, the same thing will happen to me, that I'll just disappear. I'm afraid to not exist, aren't you?
Not really. Not really. I was definitely not qualified to answer that question.
Sorry. That was a weird thing to ask, wasn't it?
She rose from the bed, walking over to the door.
I won't trouble you anymore, Arthur. You should get some rest.
Wait, but this is your room. Aren't you going to sleep?
Nah, I'm not tired yet. It's all yours for tonight. Get some rest. Seriously.
I nodded and cautiously took her place in the bed. She smiled at me before turning and closing the door behind her. I was alone. I lay down, the events of the day swirling in my mind. It was hard to come to terms with the things I'd seen. I could still hardly believe it was real, that I was really here. But the sheets below me felt real enough, and my talks with Streiss. You couldn't fake that. No hallucination could be that convincing. No trick of the light could feel human. I let my eyes fall closed as my breathing slowed. It was difficult to fall asleep. My mind was still racing. But exhaustion must have gotten the better of me. Soon enough, the soft sensation of bedsheets faded from my mind entirely. All I could feel was the inky black void. It was oddly comforting. I groaned, twisting in the sheets as sunlight danced at the corners of my vision. That was a quick nap. 5 more minutes. I wiggled further into the sheets in protest, but it was far too late. I was already awake. I sighed, knowing there was no chance of getting back to sleep now, so I blurrily tossed the blankets off and swung my legs over the side of the bed. I shivered. Forgot how cold it was. The air was just as icy as ever. The meager sunlight did nothing to warm me up. It still seemed rather early in the morning, judging by how the sun was struggling to rise. I couldn't have been asleep for very long. I suppose I could have just stayed in bed, but it didn't feel right. I had the oddest feeling that Streiss was waiting for me. I stood and made my way out the door. Streiss! I called out, looking around, and I didn't get an answer for a moment.
Oh, awake already?
Yep. I turned the corner and spotted her sitting at the table in front of the fire. She had a cup clutched in her hand.
Sheesh, you humans are pretty resilient, huh? I thought you'd be knocked out all day. Or were you just excited to see me?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Should have answered. Yeah?
Ha, fine. You're right, let's stick to basics for now. You're still stuck in the cabin with me.
My heart sank a bit. I thought she'd at least give me a little more time before getting back to the issue at hand. Right I am. You do plan on holding up your end of the bargain, right? What deal?
Sure. Demons love deals. It would be silly of me not to keep my promise at this point. Give a little. Get a little. An exchange between human and demon. My entertainment for your very life. I thought about what I wanna do. Long and hard. And I'm happy to say I've made my choice.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to let you decide.
Huh?
I know, it surprised me too at first, but this is the only correct answer, right? You can leave whenever you want. Feel free to go right now if you'd like, but the chances you make it back alive without me are pretty slim. This place is like a labyrinth, designed so I can't escape. I've tried so hard, but every single time I just find myself back at the cabin. So if you leave, you're completely on your own. Guaranteed survival means you stay in here with me. The choice is yours.
I swallowed hard. That's not really a choice then, is it? So I just can't leave. You're keeping me here.
No. You can leave anytime you like. In fact, you always could. But when you do, once you cross the threshold, you're on your own. I can't help you out there. It's not like I want it to be this way, but there is nothing I can do. Honest, if I left you, you would have passed from the elements anyway. Sorry to put you in such a situation. I wish there was a solution that were less cruel. I guess that's why I'm a demon. I seem to have a knack for pain. I'm stuck here for a reason after all. And now, well, I suppose in a way, so are you?
It's not really stuck. The door's right there.
Ah, yeah, I guess it is, isn't it? Always has been.
I took a seat across from her, trying to grasp the wave of the situation. There had to be something I could do. Anything. Something so stupidly glaringly obvious that I was missing. I placed my hands on my legs and felt about ready to give up. I felt something in my pocket. Oh my god, you've gotta be kidding me. I pulled out my phone. Streiss watched as I turned it on and took in a sharp inhale. It had 4 bars. Oh, thank god, thank god. I can just call somebody and have them pick me up. I'm saved!
Phew, that's a relief. It would really suck for you to be stuck in this hellhole forever.
For a minute, that's what it seemed like you wanted.
Nah, wouldn't wish this purgatory out my worst enemy. Company is nice, but I can't clip your wings like that. You're free to leave. The door's right there. But are you going to go through it?
I had to consider that. She was right. I could leave whenever I wanted. There was nothing tethering me to this place. But how badly did I really want to return to my life? Wasn't it easier out here? With no real responsibilities, no real consequences, no real stakes, just a cozy cabin with a nice girl for the rest of eternity. But that was just it. This wasn't real. It was a microcosm of real life. It had some aspects, had some similar parts, but it was nothing more than a terrarium. A cage, a cozy one, but a cage nonetheless. This wasn't living. Streiss, I don't know if I can stay. There is so much I would be leaving behind. So many people. I wouldn't have a problem with that part. Everything I did before, everything that I was. Sure, some things sucked. They sucked severally, but I just don't know if things would be any better here.
It would be a lot to expect of you. You're sentimental creatures. It would be wrong of me to expect you to give up everything for me, huh? It wouldn't be fair, wouldn't it? To expect anyone to care that much.
But I do want to stay. I do. I just can't.
It's alright, I understand, Arthur.
She was smiling, but I could tell she wasn't really happy. But just because I need to go back doesn't mean I can't stay for a little while longer.
Yeah, that's true. No need to rush out, right?
Right. I've still got the whole weekend before I need to get back to work, so I really don't see the harm in staying just a bit longer. It's nice to have a little escape sometimes.
It is, isn't it? I'm alright with being your escape. Nothing more, nothing less. Someone you can go to when you need me, needing nothing but your company in return. That's the way it should be, isn't it? Who would expect anything more? Ah, well, I suppose that's just the way things go. Come on, I'll put on some tea for you. Do you like chamomile?
Yeah, I do. Streiss smiled. And she just kept smiling. I could tell that she was truly happy now. It wasn't perfect, but nothing ever could be, could it? It was enough for her. We must have sat at the table for the hours, talking about nothing and everything at the same time. Just the two of us together, sharing a bit of our day. It was bittersweet when I finally left, but I knew I couldn't stay forever. There would always be an end. That was inevitable. Oh, now we get to see the tail.
We couldn't see it previously at all.
but every end is a new beginning. It's just the start of something entirely different. And I knew that I'd be seeing her again soon enough. It was a nice feeling, one I'd truly been missing. Something simple as having a friend by my side. Who would have thought it could bring so much joy? Maybe that's just what I was missing all along. Maybe. So it seemed like basically every weekend we are going to the forest. Supposedly camping, but actually visiting our demon girlfriend. 3 separate words, by the way. Demon girlfriend. 3 separate words, I mean, over here. That was fun. That was fun. So, anyone else thinking of going to, you know, maybe a little bit of a camping now? In a forest? Who knows? Who you might run into over there? Maybe it's not all that nightmarish. Maybe it's not all of that nightmarish. But yeah, overall it tells a good story. I don't know, the escapism is so nice. That's completely true. And if I could, like, literally, if I could, like, escape, like, maybe even in the middle of forest to have my own freaking cabin and so on, I would so do that. I would so do that. For to be quite fair, I did repeat this over and over. Maybe not over and over, but a few times in the past that my perfect spot, house by the sea. I'm good to go. To be fair, for it could be lake, it could be river as well. I feel like just a house by some kind of watery place would be nice. Even if I can't swim at all. Funnily enough. But yeah, like the escape place would be so nice. Anywho, it was pretty well made. Do know what's like the experience with Renpai and so on of the one that made the game, obviously, so Streusel. But clearly done better than some of the games we even played in the past by supposed developers and so on. So good job on that. Written better than some of the developers we played the games of in the past as well. No, overall I think it was a nice story. Nice story. This has supposedly 3 endings. Guys, and not guys. Obviously I'm sending you to each that year, the game is free. Go and get the other 2 endings yourself. I do not know what the other endings look like for. I don't know what should I expect of them. I would expect, honestly, if I had to guess, one of them, your soul is being devoured. The other maybe actually running away immediately in a way. Or maybe like going out the door without looking back, that kind of thing. Because right now I basically stayed back. That's pretty much what I wanted to do anyway, so yeah. That's a thing. Anyway, because I'm talking for a while now. Already said, link to the game description. What you will also be able to find in the description is the link to the YouTubes. And I think to Twitch as well, if I won't forget. Definitely one of those will be linked in the description as well. But yeah, linked the game, linked the YouTube. You consider liking the video, subscribe if you're new around as well. I I don't know, given that in the last couple of weeks I've run right now into the second game made by VTuber. Previously it was a group of VTubers, now it's a VTuber. I don't know, maybe we'll be running into more of that on itch.io, so we'll probably play some more if there is something in the future that catches my eye when I'm browsing through new releases. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Keep yourself cozy. Escape a little bit from reality if you need to. But remember to come back to it. Unfortunately, it's something we need to do. And that's pretty much it for today. Have a good one. Bye bye.